Hey guys, and welcome to Two Guys
and One Couch.
That sounded way better in my head.
Yeah, I don't think that's right.
Yeah, we're just yeah. All right.
Bitch.
Hey guys, welcome to our channel. My name is Steve, and this is
Arnaz.
And today we will be talking about the 2014 Godzilla's Jakks Pacific figure. Now it's the 40-inch long one that is about 24 inches tall. There it is. If you want to grab the package.
As you can see, guys, this is the box, and he's not in there.
Yeah, we've already been kind of playing with them, and we'll get to that in a little bit on our personal opinion. But for now, we'll show you a little bit of the box.
I'm going to show you some details on the box, but I can't show you the back, because if I show you the back, it'll spoil the movie.
Yeah, we don't really want to ruin the movie for you as much of it's already been ruined for us, so we're just going to pass that point right now.
If you look actually inside of the box, it's got like details of a city behind, so if you want to leave it in the box, that's completely up to you. If you look down here, you can see like it's a little lake water he's stepping out of, so that's kind of neat. The top of it pretty much just shows some pictures of him. On the side is the same thing. On the bottom just shows details of how to put the tail on.
And look, more Godzilla pictures. But now for the reason why you guys are here. Here he is. Bwah, bwah, bwah. And he's so big. And that's what she said. But anyways, yeah, he's definitely the largest figure in my collection, at least for Godzilla. If Arnaz can grab the other one. For a quick comparison, this is pretty much what was the original bigger one in my collection. And as you can see, he's kind of pathetic compared to this one.
Really, really pathetic.
Even my 18-inch Gypsy Danger is just a bitch compared to this thing. Like, oh my god.
Aww.
But for your guys' convenience, we are going to be showing you a little bit more of an in-depth look at this Godzilla. So here we have a little bit closer look at the Jakks Pacific's 2014 Godzilla. As you can see, he has a little bit of a swivel at the neck. It turns 360 degrees. His mouth does open in and out, which has nice detailing on the inside of the mouth. His arms have a little bit of range of movement. They go up and down, but that's really about as far as you can get, especially with the way the molding is. It just hinders his movements. His hands rotate 360 degrees. His legs also have a little bit of movement in them, but not too much. As you can see with the way the body hinders it. He doesn't have any bend at the knees, but he does have a little bit of a foot pivot, which is alright. And same with both legs on this side and his other arm. Get a little bit more shot. And then for the back here, his tail does rotate a little bit at the bend here. Sorry, he's a little bit heavy, hard to work with. But here is his tail swiping action. And as you can see it moves. It's not as impressive as you would like it to be. But it gets the job done. And then it has a little rotating here. Turns 360 degrees, which I don't really know why the tail needs to rotate, especially up here it also rotates. Which doesn't really make too much sense to me, but you just work with it. Work with what you got. Now for the detailing, he's got a weird sculpt going on with him. His head is perfectly fine, especially for being just a Bandai Jakks Pacific figure. I actually think the detailing on his head's pretty good. The same with the detailing inside of his mouth. He actually has a ton of little paint in there. His body, on the other hand, is a little lackluster. Looks like they didn't really get too much done with the resolution on his body. While his arms also have the same amount of problem, except for his hands are a little bit better, as you can see. His legs, on the other hand, actually have a lot of detailing in them, with all the scales going on. And especially with his feet, even though his nails aren't really colored or anything, but yeah, it's fine. And then his tail has the same thing going on with his body, where it's not really super detailed, but it works. And his tail's also made out of, as you can see, this thing pops off really easy too. His tail is made out of rubber material. His body is plastic, and as you can see, he's not really the most solid figure. Like, if your child's gonna be banging this guy around, like, I don't ever see this thing really breaking. But he's not really all that heavy, and the majority of the weight is with his tail. And for his dorsal fins, they're alright. Compared to the original Godzilla, they're actually not really all that big. Or the bluish teal color that they usually were. Or gray, whichever you really want to go with, especially with the toys. But they are made out of rubber material to also keep the children safe, because I really would not want this falling on me if this is actually made out of plastic. And also, we could point this out, he has a porthole for having speakers put into him. Now, when we actually went and picked him up, they recommended that we get AAA batteries to put into this thing. But when you actually look at the packaging and find out, he doesn't actually take batteries. He doesn't have a speaker box in him at all. There's no buttons, there's no way you can really activate it. And the funny thing is if you take off the tail here, he has a porthole where you actually were supposed to be able to put batteries in. But as you can see right here, there is no screw hole there. It's just covered up with plastic. And if you look inside of it, which you're not going to really be able to see here, but if you get a flashlight in there, especially looking through where the speaker hole was, you see that it's hollow. There's nothing going on inside of them. And man, I should have took that tail off sooner. My arms are getting tired holding this guy. But here's pretty much the close detailed look at him. And we'll get back with our review.
Okay, so now we're back to us. And we'll be giving our 2 cents about this guy. Overall, in this guy, I mean, I really wasn't proud of it, just because I'm more of a guy that likes the details, the paint and everything on the Godzillas. And this one had a really, how would I say this nicely? It was pretty crappy paint job they did on here. I'm really not too proud of this.
That's nice.
But the head had pretty good details. But the body is just horrible. It's just horrible. It's like one of those girlfriends you walk by and you're like, you know, I don't know. And the other thing was that really kind of pushed me away from this was the speaker thing. So be careful when you go to Toys R Us, because that's where we got this, as Toys R Us. Be careful. Don't let them trick you into buying some AAA batteries that you don't need.
It's a trap.
It is a trap, because there's nothing in there. Trust me, we looked. We looked in there.
We tried. We really wanted there to be something in there. I need something to put my AAA batteries in. And my remotes are pretty good right now, so.
But if I was buying this for my 8-year-old kid, he would love this. He would love this.
Me personally, I think this guy is actually pretty fantastic for $50 and for how huge this guy is. Like, I'm pretty proud to have this in my collection because he's going to be a pretty good focal point, especially behind all my other figures. And I don't really think the detailing on this is really as bad as he's making it out to be. Like, granted, the body could be a little bit more defined. Kind of reminds me of the enemies from Duke Nukem Forever. And we know all that one. And I would have to concur. Like, granted, this is made for a child to play with. Henceforth, it's got striky tail action. But, like, for a collector, I think, especially if you get it for around $50, which is what I paid for it, you can't go wrong. I've had a lot worse big things for a lot more money. And I think that's pretty much about it. So if you guys are looking into picking this guy up, I know a lot of online retailers are still doing pre-orders on this guy. Or if you're lucky and you find him at your local Toys R Us, I would still recommend picking him up. If you're more swayed by his opinion, NECA's going to be putting out a 24-inch long version of him for around the same price, and this stuff's usually really good. So if you want more detail, you're probably just better off waiting for that. So if you liked our review, please like, favorite, and subscribe. If you guys are going to be picking up this figure in the future, or if you're not, please give us a comment, even just a comment about the review in general.
Let us know what you think about him, at least.
Yeah, because we're going to be doing more reviews in the future. Mainly toys, movies, possibly some games, if we can find something worth playing. And thank you guys for watching. See you next time.
Have a good one.